So our next talk's quite awesome. We've actually got we've got Ebru and Jean from the Lycra company who are actually joining us, and this is actually a pre-recorded talk, but I've just found out that they're actually going to be on with us live as well, which is quite awesome. So hi, hi Ebru, hello. A quick hello like before we begin. But no,
Hi,
I haven't seen this talk, so I'm going to be like the students and I'm going to be watching it. Hi Jean, and it's going to be quite awesome. And stay with us, and then we've got definitely going to have some questions we have lots of questions already, but I'm going to get like Joanne to kindly play the video and stay there, and we'll come back to you very, very soon.
Hi everyone, my name is Jean Hegedus and I'm the Sustainability Director for the Lycra company. And I'm really excited to be here today with you to talk about two of my favorite subjects, Lycra and sustainability.
Hi everybody, this is Ebru Ozaydin. I'm the Strategic Marketing Director of the Lycra company for the denim, wovens, and the ready-to-wear segment. I've been in the industry for more than 24 years, working in product development, sales, marketing, and corporate social sustainability. Jean, I'm super proud to join the Lycra company almost 5 months ago, but well, obviously, I was a dedicated customer for more than 20 years, where we did many collaborative projects that turned out to be a big success, especially with distinguished denim brands. Therefore, while still learning the Lycra technologies, as you and I, we decided, we will keep this Transformers ED Pakistan session more interactive and like a Q&A session. So, are you ready? Here is my first question.
Okay.
What is Lycra fiber?
Okay, great question. So Lycra is the Lycra company's brand of elastane. So other companies can make elastane, but no one else can make Lycra. And I actually have a little sample here with me that you can see. This is what it looks like when it comes off the machine. And the really great thing about Lycra, I don't know that you can see this, but it can stretch up to 6 times its original length and then recover time and time again. And the reason it can do that is that it's made of what we call both hard and soft segments. The soft segments are like squiggly lines, and that's what allows the Lycra to stretch. And then the hard segments are like anchors, and that's what allows Lycra to keep going back and keep recovering. And it comes in a variety of different deniers. What I have here today, so different thicknesses, if you will, of the fiber. This one is a 40 denier, and you can see it's pretty fine. But we make it all the way up to like 2200 plus denier for industrial applications. But the one thing to remember about Lycra is it's always the companion fiber. So it's never used on its own. You don't see garments of 100% Lycra. It's always in there with, and it can be mixed with any other kind of fiber, whether it be cotton or tencel or nylon or polyester. So it's a friend to everybody, if you will.
Amazing, amazing. So let's jump to the sustainability topic. Can you talk about the planet agenda and our sustainability strategy? And in fact, I also want to know, how do we connect it with UN 2030 agenda and the 17 sustainable development goals?
Sure. That's a great question. So Planet Agenda is our sustainability platform. And it's really based on the belief that to have a healthy business, we have to have a healthy planet. The two things cannot be divorced from one another. And under the platform, we have 3 interrelated pillars. So we start with corporate responsibility, where we're focused mainly on our employees and treating them properly, making this a desired place to work, and also our communities in the places where we operate, supporting those communities and supporting a broader global community around things like sustainability. Our second pillar is around manufacturing excellence. And here we focus on really reducing our manufacturing footprint. And then our final pillar is around product sustainability. And this is really aimed at developing products that can enhance our sustainability profile, but not just ours, that of our customers as well. Ebru, as you know, since you've been a customer.
Yeah.
And then finally, I think you asked about the UN SDGs. So a number of the SDGs do relate back to our strategies. For example, SDG number 12, which is responsible consumption and production, is very much a part of our manufacturing excellence strategy. SDG number 13, climate action, also relates very much back to our product sustainability. And then finally, things like SDG number 5, quality education, that's one that relates really to corporate responsibility. We work with a number of universities and provide scholarships for students, and that's one of the ways that we support our communities.
Amazing. We're also so proud to be part of Transformers ED sessions as well.
Absolutely.
So here's the next question. What kind of solutions we are offering to denim and woven industry by means of sustainability at the moment? What are the recent developments?
Yeah, so first of all, we have what we call our EcoMade family of products. And EcoMade is really all about recycled products. And we have 4 different types, actually. So the first one is our Lycra fiber. And we make that with 20% pre-consumer recycled. So we're taking the waste from our manufacturing process, and rather than sending that to landfill, we're taking that, chopping it up, repolymerizing it, mixing it with virgin polymer, and then we make Lycra EcoMade. So that reduces the footprint of that product. And of course, our main goal is to make as little waste as possible, but because you can never actually make no waste at all, we want to make sure that whatever waste we do make, we're using it responsibly. And that's how we're dealing with it with Lycra. We have another product called Lycra T400 fiber. And this is used a lot in the denim industry, Ebru, as you know. And it's a stretch fiber, but it's not an elastane. It's actually a bi-component polyester. And so it looks kind of like a snowman, because if you saw it under a microscope, it's made from 2 different polymers, and those polymers shrink differently. And then they make a coil. And because it goes to this coil-like structure, it always wants to recover. It always wants to go back. So the thing about T400 fiber is that it has absolutely excellent, really great recovery. And we make a version that is made from 50% recycled PET. So think about, water bottles, taking those water bottles and melting that down, making that into fiber. And then another 18% is actually made from corn. And it's industrial corn, so it's not a corn that competes with a food source. So that's our T400 fiber. And then finally, we have Coolmax and Thermalite EcoMade fibers. And we actually have 2 different types. So one of them is made from 100% recycled PET, the water bottles. But the thing that we're really excited about is that this year, for the first time, we introduced a version that's made from 100% recycled textile waste. So we are taking cutting room scraps from virtually, it's mostly activewear garment manufacturers. And we're taking those cutting room scraps, refining them, repolymerizing them, and making that into fiber. So it's really great because it reduces the footprint of the product. We're using about 30% less energy versus virgin, and about 11% less water. So it's something that we're really excited about, because now we're taking back the waste from our own industry rather than crossing over into a different industry.
These all sounds amazing. Very, very exciting. So what is the Lycra company doing to advance the circularity in textiles?
Yeah, so great question. So as I mentioned, we just introduced the Coolmax and Thermalite from 100% textile waste. And today that is pre-consumer, right? Because it's coming from a cutting room floor. But our vision is that within a few years, we're really hoping that we can make that from post-consumer waste. So working with brands and retailers to take back garments and then take those garments and make them into new fibers. So that's one thing on the Coolmax and Thermalite side of our business, which is our polyester business. And then on the Lycra side, we're taking sort of a three-pronged approach. So the first thing that we're doing is, you might hear in the industry, it's hard to recycle garments with Lycra. Well, that's true and it's not true. So let me dig into that a little bit. Any garment with Lycra where you have, let's say, 2 to 5%, most mechanical recyclers can handle that level of content. And in fact, there are recyclers in Pakistan today who are doing that right now, taking jeans especially, and separating out the Lycra from the cotton and then recycling. And they recycle the cotton back into garments, and the Lycra is actually made into a dust, which gets made into bricks, and those are sold into the community. So pretty interesting transformation, if you will. Yeah, and then so we're trying to, one of the first things we're trying to do with our customers is, when they are looking to recycle garments, we refer them to these recyclers who can handle those garments. Second thing is, in some cases, with higher percentages of Lycra, the Lycra becomes, you can separate it out from the other fibers, but it becomes a waste component. And we really don't want that to happen. And so we're working with a third party to look at what other applications outside of apparel can we use here to make that into something else, something useful. And then finally, the most exciting part is that we are working to be able to extract Lycra fiber from a garment and then respin that back into a new Lycra fiber. Now, that's a longer term goal. We're not there yet today, but we are working with some third parties. We're making some very nice progress in that area. So there'll be a lot more to come on that.
Absolutely, absolutely, Jean. I also want to add that Pakistan is one of the most important countries in our industry when it comes to sustainability and circularity efforts. So we are very thankful to our Pakistani friends to support that goal, globally. So the last question is coming up. What are the specific products we can offer for responsible design? And last but not least, can you tap a little bit about the certification process? Because I think that's one of the also most important elements when it comes to circularity.
Right, sure. So I think any of the products that I just mentioned in terms of the EcoMade family certainly can contribute to responsible design. We also were the first spandex producer in the world to introduce a bio-based spandex. So this was back actually in 2014. We introduced a product that 70% of the Lycra fiber by weight was derived from corn. I think, to be honest with you, we were a little bit ahead of our time. We had a lot of initial interest and excitement. It is a much more expensive product. And so I think people at that time were saying, they were still sort of looking for the solutions for cotton, more sustainable solutions for cotton and polyester and the major fibers. And as we know, Lycra is always the minority component in a fabric. So it was kind of like, well, let me think about this a little bit longer. Now we have a lot more people who are interested in that. And so we are working on some solutions using a mass balance approach, potentially to have a bio-based product. So that's something that is coming in the near future. And then you asked, Ebru, about certification. So let me try to address that. All of our EcoMade products have GRS certification, so Global Recycle Standard. The new ones from Textile Waste that's actually in progress, but all the other products do have it, and we expect that the Textile Waste products will have that certification within the month. And then we also have, from the Cradle to Cradle Products Institute, gold level material health certification. So what is that all about? So the gold level material health basically is about two things: safety and transparency. So as part of that process, we had to disclose all of our ingredients that go into Lycra fiber. We had to disclose all of our suppliers, and then they in turn had to disclose all of their ingredients. So it's about making sure that everything that's in your product, that there's nothing harmful in there. And it's not going to show up on a restricted substances list or anything like that. So we this year made a step change, and we got 25 of our Lycra products certified. And those 25 products represent about 80% of our total volume of what we sell. So we're very proud actually of that. And then finally, the Ecotex Appendix 6 Level 1 Standard 100 certification. So all of our Lycra fiber plants are certified to that standard, and that's actually the highest standard you can achieve, because it says that your fiber can even be used in baby clothing, so something that goes right next to a baby's skin. And the Appendix 6 says that that's compatible with the industry's detox initiative. So again, no harmful chemicals or materials that would be contained there.
Amazing. I like the way how you explain industry detox. I think that's a great statement. Thank you so much, Jean. I was always thinking that I know a lot, but whenever I've been having this session with you, I realize that it's a big topic that you have to spend your time, study, and there are so many things to learn. And it's always great to learn from an expert, from a pioneer like you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ebru. It's been a lot of fun to be here.
Thank you.
Right, that was quite awesome, and thank you so much, ladies, for joining us. I know you're both in different locations, very early in the morning for you as well, so I really appreciate it. We have got some questions, and let's just go through some of them. We've got about 5 minutes or so. I think regarding the question regarding chemicals, there's actually going to be a chemical panel in about an hour or so time. So I think those sort of chemical related questions we can actually relate to that panel there. Regarding the eco regarding Lycra and it's like sort of the water and aquatic life, obviously this has been something that's been highlighted a lot in the industry as well as in like the media. Have you got anything you would like to comment about that kind of thing, or is it something that you guys are working actively on to try and help, or to try and or
Martin, are you referring to microfibers? Is that
what effect does Lycra have on sort of like
aquatic life?
Aquatic life? Yeah. So I mean, what we do know is that all fibers are found in the ocean, whether it's cotton, whether it's clothing sheds, right? It sheds fibers, and so we find all fibers out there. We do know that staple fibers tend to shed a lot more than filament. Lycra is a filament, and it is also, always the minority component in a garment. So, in jeans, for example, you're talking about 2%. So do we find a lot of Lycra in the ocean? No, because honestly, compared to all of the other fibers, there isn't a lot of it in use, to be honest with you. So we have not found that. We also, Lycra basically is inert, so it shouldn't be a problem, but obviously that's something that we are definitely continue to look at, and as we get more and more information, it's something that we'll definitely be keeping an eye on.
I really appreciate that answer, and I'm sorry it's such a tricky one. There's a nice question here about the strength of Lycra compared to some of the other fibers that are around. Does your eco range have the same kind of strength as it would do for the more like conventional stuff that you actually do?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. We don't see any real significant difference between our eco-made Lycra and and our virgin, product made from virgin. I guess a couple of reasons. One, there's 20% recycled content, so it's not a huge percentage. And the reason for that is we don't make a lot of waste. So, we're definitely not going to make more waste to make more recycled products. So,
Right.
but yeah, the parameters, the performance parameters overall are very much in line with a virgin product.
I think, like, Ebru, you did such a good job asking us questions. I haven't got any questions to ask because you
just
your own.
I'm just trying to steal a role from you, Mohsen, just being the next moderator. Can I?
One
Can
more
I
question.
Yeah, can I just tell something, because I have seen the questions while we were watching the Zoom. So very quickly, I have seen a question talking about Lycra is damaged after the wash. Well, maybe it's not that way, ladies and gentlemen. It would be good that you can, if you go lycra.com, you can see a lot of information about chlorine resistance, especially to bleach, very heavy washes. You can check our technologies. By the way, our website is now renewed, and you can find so many videos. And then if you have any questions, you can still ask it. The other thing is, if sustainability will be in the next 5 to 10 years, of course, it's going to be, from now on, probably we're not going to be saying sustainable. It's going to be like the default. Yeah. So, well, definitely, there's no discussion here. It will definitely be. And then there was also one more question, I guess. I don't know, Mohsen, maybe you can remind me.
I think what it is, I think
we cover almost like everything and anything.
Yeah, I think there's an interesting philosophy here. It's like going forward, if you're going to be washing a garment, you should be doing it in a more sustainable way. So that question is probably related to like harmful chemicals and heavy abrasion and all these kind of things that we're moving away from. So actually, it's I see it as a different thing, really. Like, if you're going to be making garments, you should be washing them in a sustainable way. So that way you wouldn't be damaging the cloth as much. But that's my point of view on it.
So it's a hand-in-hand co-creation and collaboration with the garment manufacturers as well as the fabric mills, for sure. So it's not just one single element of the design, I would say. So I don't want to really make Michael wait here, by the way.
No. It's all good. I think you guys did a really great presentation, and thank you so much for pre-recording it. It's less stressful for you guys. You can just relax and watch it. And thank you so much for being very honest with your answers.
Thank you, Mohsen. Thank you, Miguel.
Thank you for being part of the Transformers sort of foundation as well. Thank you so much.
Okay, send your questions. Bye-bye. Thank you. Have a lovely day and evening. Bye.